Podcasting from St. Louis, Missouri, this is Functional Wellness with Dr. Allison, your information and inspiration hub for all things health, wellness, and functional medicine. Your host, Dr. Alison DiBarto Goggin, has been practicing functional medicine for over 11 years. She is passionate about finding root causes and solutions for gut health, hormone balance, anxiety, and autoimmune conditions. Welcome to the show. Hello and welcome. Today we are talking about how to get rid of belly fat and the 4 things you need to know about belly fat and how to fix it. If we haven't met yet, I am Dr. Alison DiBarto Goggin, a functional medicine physician and a doTERRA wellness advocate, and I help women overcome chronic health issues so they can start to feel like themselves again. Today we are talking about belly fat, a common issue that a lot of people struggle with, but it's so hard to get rid of. So we're going to talk about why it's hard to get rid of, how to manage it, and what you can do. So the first thing I want you to understand is that belly fat typically comes from a hormone imbalance, which can be estrogen, insulin, or cortisol, or adrenals. So a lot of times stress plays a really big play in how our body handles fat and keeps it on our body. Of course, stress is difficult to manage. We can sit here and say, just don't be stressed out, or just meditate or pray, you'll be just fine to get rid of your belly fat. But we know that's not how it works. But it is an important message and an important part of maintaining a healthy weight, getting rid of fat in places that you don't want. So, of course, I'm going to say stress management, meditation is going to be very important for you as well. I do like to use the supplement Adaptocrine from Apex Energetics. It has support in there for the adrenals to manage healthy levels of cortisol so that way you feel energized throughout the day. You have better stress management because it's also about how our body manages stress. Maybe mentally you are feeling okay about something, but maybe your body is put into fight or flight mode. So these supplements help as well. The doTERRA essential oils I love to use for stress are the Adaptive line as well as Calm because they both help manage the physical aspects of the endocrine system like the brain, the thyroid, the adrenals, but they also help support the brain in processing memories and trauma and emotions. So that way you're helping with the emotional side of stress as well as the physical side of stress. Now, of course, we mentioned insulin, which is a major factor in belly fat. So maintaining a healthy blood sugar throughout the day is going to be very important. I would probably recommend that you start with eating about every 2 hours so your body gets used to having a good solid blood sugar, and then maybe switch into a keto style of eating. And then after your body adapts to that style of eating, you can integrate into intermittent fasting if that's something that is healthy for you. Now, of course, I have a ton of videos on blood sugar management. Go through and listen to those and decide what type of blood sugar your body is, how your body manages blood sugar, because there's many different types. So I don't recommend intermittent fasting for everyone. The next thing that I want you to know about managing belly fat is that inflammation, digestion play a major part of this. So it might be fat, but it also might be bloating and inflammation and swelling. So we need to manage that as well. So digestion starts from the top down. And what I mean by that is that it starts in our mouth. We have to chew our food. We have to be present while we're eating. We can't just shovel food in and be done with eating. We have to take our time so our brain processes it correctly and our gut processes it correctly. Then our stomach has to have enough acid, and our pancreas has to have enough enzymes, as well as our small intestines. Our gallbladder has to be working. So there's a lot that goes into digestion. I do recommend most people use a digestive enzyme like doTERRA's Terrazyme to help break down food further. If you have symptoms like either a cold nose or sweating or a headache within a few minutes of eating, it's probably a food sensitivity. If you have gas, bloating, acid reflux within 15 minutes to an hour, it might be that you have difficulty digesting carbs. And if you have gas, bloating, indigestion about 2 hours after eating, maybe even longer, that's typically an issue with protein and fat. So having a digestive enzyme will help you break down these foods further so your gut doesn't have to do as much work, and that way there's less indigestion, bloating, gas, and diarrhea. Another thing that causes inflammation in the body are oxalates, which is found naturally in foods, typically greens, and they look like little needles under the microscope. So when you take in a lot of oxalates, it can actually cause a lot of inflammation in the gut, a lot of swelling, a lot of fat, and when we have inflammation, our body holds on to fat. So getting rid of oxalates in your diet can really help. I actually take a lot of the really healthy green shakes out of my patient's diet because it's causing so much inflammation. Things like spinach and turmeric are really major players in causing this type of inflammation if you're sensitive to oxalates. One of the ways we know if you're sensitive is doing a organic acids test to see how your body's processing them. But also you can just take the type of food out of your diet for about a week and you'll see a major difference if this is what's causing your problem. And then one of the last things I want you to know is that exercise is really important for helping reduce fat on our body, but we can't necessarily spot reduce, right? So we can't just target one part of our body and try to get rid of fat there. We have to do a whole body fitness routine, especially with abs. So and we say like abs are made in the kitchen, which means your food is the most important thing to manage your belly fat and have healthy, strong abs. So we do have to focus on food first, but doing a whole body exercise routine will be very important for reducing belly fat, but also, of course, it's going to help with cortisol, it's going to help with estrogen, and it's going to help with insulin as well. So I do recommend doing like a full body weight training circuit, and then after that circuit, doing about 20 minutes of cardio to help reduce fat on the body. That has been one of the best proven methods for reducing fat. I don't recommend fasted cardio. For most people, that's too much of a strain on their adrenals and their blood sugar. So I do recommend eating before light, having some carbs and a little bit of fat to keep you going, and then eating afterwards as well to give you that fuel to replenish your muscles. But weight training and then doing about 20 minutes of cardio afterwards. Now, some people who have healthy adrenals and a healthy body can handle doing cardio between sets during their workouts like Tabata. So meaning maybe you're doing 3 sets of 10 weightlifting, and then between those sets you're doing jumping jacks or push-ups or squats or something to get your heart rate up. And then you go to your next 3 sets of 10 as you're moving throughout your weight training circuit. For people who have autoimmune conditions, PCOS, anything like that, we don't want to do that. So you do have to be very careful about your exercise routine. High intensity interval training is great for people who are healthy and don't have these types of issues. If you do have PCOS or autoimmune conditions, I do want you to slow down, stay away from HIIT because you're going to increase your immune system, which is going to increase the attack. You're going to go into a flare. So just know your body. This is why having personalized support is so important, but also understanding your body. And the last thing I'll say is that I always want people to be aware of overtraining. So this goes for everybody. If you wake up the next day after a workout and you can't walk or you can't move, probably overdone it. Now I know it's a good feeling, right? Because you did the work, you're feeling strong, but you also might be doing more harm to your body because overtraining can decrease the amount of mitochondria in your body, which means you're going to have less energy to heal, less energy to move throughout the day. It's going to take you longer to feel better, and also can wreck your insulin resistance patterns. So if you find that you're overtraining, don't worry, just pull back on either the weight that you're doing, the amount of time that you're exercising for. You can increase the amount of time between your sets so you give your body some more rest. Make sure that your heart rate is staying a little bit lower to help support your body as you're going through your training routine. So if you are looking for personalized care and maybe you feel overwhelmed because there's so many options, you don't know what testing to do, don't worry, you can schedule a free health assessment with me. The link is in the comments or the description below. So that way we can talk about your goals, your symptoms, and review your health plan and brainstorm on some new options so you can move forward with confidence. So thanks for tuning in today. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can take all of our videos every week and learn a lot. So thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Functional Wellness with Dr. Alison. If you would like personalized care and testing, you can schedule a free introductory consult with Dr. Alison online at Little Black Bag Medicine or message us on Facebook at Little Black Bag Medicine. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.